Okay. So we're very excited. Our new shelving is finally coming in. We'll be able to take everything out of the boxes and put it on the shelf. Big day at the library. It's actually a big week. So we'll be closed starting August 31st, which is a Tuesday. And we'll reopen on Friday, September 3rd.
Yep.
9 a.m.
Yep.
So while we're closed, the manufacturer is going to be installing the shelves, and then the staff will be take everything out of the boxes, and it'll be the children's room, all of that shelving, the large print, the audiobooks, the DVDs, all the stuff that people have been asking us for will finally be available.
Yep. And the new books, which I am very excited about because it looks so much better.
Yeah, well, we will have, it's like a new display shelving. It's kind of rounded on one end, and there's a little curvy bench on the other side, and we'll be able to display all our new stuff in there.
I like that. That's kind of what I was picturing too.
Yeah, it's very groovy.
And I think the shelving that we have now holding new fiction, some of it we're going to be able to put in the YA juvenile section. So hopefully we'll get a little bit more access to that as well, or at the very least have what we do have all on shelves instead of its current situation.
Yeah, that'll be a little better.
So yeah, even the one area that isn't getting its final shelving will get a bit of a boost, hopefully.
Yeah,
that's great.
And kind of on a bit of a negative note, our project's going to be delayed. There's a lot of delays with items coming in due to COVID. There's, of course, worker shortages. So we are looking at end of October for project completion and probably closing early November in order to make the move back into the new space. And some of our furniture is even delayed for the restored side until December.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but to be expected with any big project like this.
Exactly.
So we're hoping at least before Christmas, right?
Yes, everyone's working really hard to get it done. And plus with the historic building, there's of course, you get into the wall and there's bigger problems than you thought.
Yeah, and we want to get that right.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it's going to be worth the wait. It'll be really beautiful. People
I'm so excited.
Already love this side. When they go in and see the other side, they're going to be doubly in love.
Yeah, it'll be well worth the wait. Yeah, even when I've told people, they completely understand because it's gonna be so great.
Right, and they're so happy with this side. I mean, nobody complains anyway.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It will be great once we do have things finished to be able to offer all the new services that we're looking to be able to do, because we still are bombarded with desire for meeting room space, and it'll be great when we can fulfill that. And the makerspace will be great once that's up and running, and we'll have the function room for larger gatherings. So all of those will be great things once we're able to fully deploy them.
And our small meeting room spaces, we're already getting a lot of demand for that.
Yeah.
Yep, that's very true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's our update on that.
Okay.
Another update we had, just check out the previous podcast. I started a kind of a mini series within the podcast of, I'm going to highlight people in New Hampshire that are missing just to bring awareness. And we start with Dorothy Ambrose, who went missing in 1973. So check that out.
Well, one of the programs we had planned pre-COVID, just before COVID, was to have a speaker come and talk about her missing sister. Do you want to talk about that one a little bit, Linda?
Yeah, I actually contacted her recently. Kathy Glotty was murdered in 1971. She was 14 years old, and her sister does a speaking tour just about the experience, mainly of victims' families and how they can be treated better, and about the event itself and how people can heal from that too. And also to bring awareness of the murder of her sister, and if any tips come out of that in the local area. Right. So this happened in Franklin. Her name's Karen Bowden, and I did just contact her again. She currently just got a new dog, and she has a blog. I will link that in the show notes. And she's hoping for 2022. So
okay,
it'll be
2 books as well, right?
She's written 2 books. A Child is Missing and A Child is Missing. It's like a part 2. I can't think of the exact title, but I will link those in the show notes. And then we do have them in our catalog.
Mm-hmm. Good.
So that'll be great because by then the big function room will be open.
Right. Yeah, we have lots of good things planned when that opens up.
Yeah. So last thing, book groups, upcoming book groups you want to talk about and promote?
Sure. We have my book group is meeting the end of August, and we're going to be discussing Diary of a Bookseller, which I'm almost done with that. And I will say book selling is it's very different from librarianship. So I always had that dream of opening the bookstore / tea house in my retirement. And I might still do that. Hopefully bookstores will still be around. And then in September, we're going to be doing On the Road by Jack Kerouac. We always try to do a classic in September for back to school. So that's going to be our September one.
That's a good idea. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that'll be interesting to talk about the differences between perceptions of what it is to be a bookseller versus librarian and vice versa.
Yes.
And Matthew?
So the next book group we're doing is on the 13th Tale by Diane Setterfeld, which I think you had said you have read, correct, Erin?
One of my favorites. I loved it.
Looking forward to that. I've read another book by her, Once Upon a River, I think it's called, which I enjoyed. It was a little more fantasy versus mystery, so not a great fit for my mystery book club, but I like her writing style, so I'm looking forward to this one. And then in October, we are participating in the One Book, One Valley program, which is throughout basically northern New Hampshire and parts of Maine, where everyone is reading the same book, which is Dead by Dawn by Paul Dworin. And then it culminates on the 28th of October. I was just double checking, so I got the date right, in Conway, where he's going to do a presentation that'll also be available virtually. So I'm looking forward to, even if I'm not able to make it up there, to at least be able to attend that virtually. And then as we get closer to it, we will have the information for how others can attend virtually, and we'll figure out exactly what the registration is going to look like for the in-person visit. But we are participating in that. So our October book group will be reading that book and discussing it. And then for those interested, on the 28th, which is 2 weeks after our book group, they can go and meet the author, which he visited Meredith, I want to say 8 years ago or so. It was before I was in charge of the mystery book club, and I didn't have a chance to meet him at the time, but it was definitely, from those who were there, it was a positive interaction, and I think a lot of people are looking forward to following up. I know some of the group and the Meredith community at large, definitely follow his books fairly religiously. We often are adding a couple of copies anytime a new one comes out with long hold lists. So I think it's a great choice, and great that he is fairly local. He lives in Maine, but something I'm looking forward to.
And I'm probably putting you on the spot, but what was his first one if people wanted to, because it's a series, right, Matthew?
Yep. So
or something like that?
The Poacher's Son. Yeah.
Poacher's Son. Yeah, that's right. I always like to read in order.
And it's the Mike Bowditch series. Dead by Dawn is the 13th installment. So I definitely am not going to make it between the second one, which is the last one our book group read, and the 13th before we meet. But I agree. In general, I prefer to be able to read the whole series. I may try to fit one or two in between now and October to get a bit more context. We will see what my October looks like.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. And we have books available for that too, some extras.
Yep. So for that, we have purchased some extra copies of that, and we will be giving some away. We'll also have some available for checkout. So depending on what people's preferences are, they will definitely make those accessible. And if people are going to the event and want to get a copy signed, we have those to offer.
Yeah. So everything sounds great. I'll put the information in the show notes. Yeah. And if you ever have any suggestions for mystery book club books or brown bag book club titles you'd like to see and you want to join the book clubs, let us know in the comments. Okay.
Talked about starting a new one once the building.
Oh,
plan is
yes.
complete. We actually have some time. A sci-fi fantasy book group. So if that's something you think you might be interested in, you can email Linda or Matthew or myself and let us know.
Yes,
I wasn't
please let
sure
us
if
know.
I should mention that because I didn't necessarily know if we wanted to be put on the spot for it, but I am glad you did, so that because it's
wasn't
definitely
sure
an
either.
area that we all have some interest in. So I would like to see that get off the ground if there is interest in the community, and have to have her do her
For those who can't see, Nico's on the
meeting.
screen, kitty cat.
Oh,
Yes, but definitely let us know if you're interested in that because we'd love to get one started.
yes.
I mean, we'd have fun with just the three of us, but the more the merrier.
Might be, because by then we'll have our media room and we can do in person as well as Zoom at the same time. So that would be
Yes.
a good way to try that out.
Yep. And we've been seeing so many new people. I think it'll be a good opportunity to try a new one.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Erin. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Nico.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, Linda.
Bye.
I'm
See you
leaving.
guys later.
Have a good one.